Assalamu alaikum and welcome. Today we're getting into something that might feel a bit strange at first. The idea that there could actually be a wrong way to love. We usually think love is just good, always.
Yeah, it's the common idea, yeah.
But we've been looking at some insights suggesting that what or who we place at the very center of our devotion, it really shakes everything, our well-being, our relationships, all of it.
Absolutely. And that's what we want to explore today, this whole concept of where our ultimate devotion should actually lie.
Hmm.
We'll look at the consequences, both the good and the bad,
Yeah.
when we get that placement wrong. Because these are distinctions, really crucial ones, that honestly most of us just aren't ever taught.
Yeah, that phrase, wrong way to love, it's quite jarring, isn't it?
It is.
And the understanding we're discussing suggests this isn't just theory. For many, it's a lesson learned, the hard way.
Blood, sweat, and tears, as they say.
Right. How does that actually happen? How does someone experience that kind of painful realization?
Well, often it's through deep disillusionment. Imagine pouring everything you have, your identity, your energy, your self-worth into something. Maybe it's a career goal, or maybe it's a relationship.
Believing that's the ultimate source of happiness.
Exactly. That this thing will complete you, fulfill you, and then after all that effort, all that investment, you find it's empty. Or worse, the thing you clung to becomes a source of control or jealousy or just unreasonable demands.
Oh.
That moment, that deep realization that your ultimate hope was misplaced, that it was put in something that just can't deliver. That's the pain. That's the blood, sweat, and tears.
That really paints a picture. It sounds like there's a fundamental mismatch involved.
That's a great way to put it. The human heart, based on these insights, has a very specific design, a specific capacity.
Yeah.
And it simply wasn't created, wasn't intended to hold anything other than Allah, God, right there in its core. That central, most sacred part. So when another human being, could be a spouse, could be a child, anyone gets put in that central spot, well, the understanding is clear. It leads to pain, deep pain, maybe even destruction for the person.
And not just for them.
Now, let's think, it ripples out. It causes pain to others too.
Yeah.
It might show up as being controlling or having these unhealthy demands on the relationship, or the relationship itself just breaking down. The very one you thought you were nurturing, but putting it first.
So it's like trying to force something into a space it just wasn't built for, like a square peg in a round hole.
Exactly like that. That's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
Allah didn't give the heart the capacity to fully contain or sustain anything else in that central position. It just doesn't fit. And trying to force it, that inevitably causes damage.
Yeah.
Damage to the heart itself and damage to the relationships connected to it.
Okay, understanding that design, the heart's design, really helps clarify this idea of wrong love.
Yeah.
But to really get to the root, this material we're discussing introduces a key concept.
Yeah.
Now, when people hear Ilah, they might immediately think of, a stone idol or something physical.
Right, the classic image.
But these insights suggest it's much, much deeper than that, more pervasive. What does it really mean to make something an Ilah?
Yeah, that limited view of just a physical object is, it misses the point, really.
Mm-hmm.
An Ilah, at its absolute root, is whatever you place at the very center of your existence, the absolute core.
The core.
Yes. It becomes the thing that dictates everything you do or don't do. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
It determines why you live, why you might even die, how you act, how you choose not to act. It's the ultimate driver.
So it's essentially your master.
That's it. And Ilah is fundamentally a master. It's whatever holds that ultimate authority, that ultimate love in your life.
And that leads to this incredibly simple but profound principle that sort of ties it all together. Whatever you love most in life is your master.
Simple but powerful, right? Right.
Incredibly. So let's maybe look at some specific examples. How does this play out? The more obvious ones seem clear enough. If money is what you love most, you effectively become a slave to money, right?
Mm-hmm. Every decision revolves around it. Getting it, keeping it, worrying about it.
Yeah. And similarly, if your spouse becomes that central, ultimate object of love, you become enslaved to that relationship, to that person.
And that connects directly back to the pain we were talking about, that inevitable pain.
Because it's misplaced devotion.
Exactly. When anything other than Allah is in that central ultimate spot money status, another person, it creates deep problems. The heart just wasn't built for that. Nothing else can truly fulfill that ultimate role, and trying to make it happen is destructive for you and for the relationship, because honestly, no human can actually bear the weight of being someone else's Ilah, their ultimate master. It's too much.
Okay. Now, this next example, this application of the principle, I think for many people, especially mothers, this one can be really, really challenging, maybe even mind-blowing. The idea that there can be a wrong way to love your children,
Yeah.
that really goes against almost everything we're conventionally told about being a good parent, doesn't it? It's rarely, if ever, discussed this way.
It absolutely does challenge conventional wisdom, and it can be difficult, uncomfortable even to hear. But this is often the root, the absolute root of so many complex family issues.
Like what, specifically?
Well, think about the classic mother-in-law issue, that tension, that competition.
Right. Which shouldn't really exist, should it, between a wife and a mother?
It absolutely shouldn't. And the insights we're drawing from explain why it arises. It's because the dynamic, right from day one, was unhealthy.
Unhealthy how? From the start.
Yes, because the son was placed in that central part of the mother's heart, the part that should only be for Allah. Life was never meant to revolve entirely around the children. That's actually an unhealthy setup. It creates unhealthy consequences later on, like this destructive competition. It can lead to a kind of suffocating love, codependency, a lack of healthy boundaries, because the child is essentially carrying a burden they were never designed to carry.
Wow. So all those ideas about being the perfect mom or perfect dad, sacrificing absolutely everything, making your kids your entire world, that might actually be counterproductive, harmful in the long run.
That's a key takeaway here. It seems counterintuitive, but yes,
Yeah.
your life, your core, continues to revolve around Allah. Whether you're married or not, whether you have children or not, that is the healthy state. That's the intended design. Anything else creates a distortion, an unsustainable dynamic where the child can't truly thrive independently and the parent can actually lose themselves.
That's a very different perspective on parenting.
It is. And it's crucial for healthy relationships overall, because it's only when Allah is at the absolute center, when He is your greatest, deepest devotion and love only, then can you have truly healthy relationships with everyone else, with creation.
So putting Allah first isn't selfish, it's the opposite. It's the foundation for better relationships.
Precisely. It's the foundation for genuine connection, for freedom in relationships, rather than dependence or control.
That's quite profound, actually. It suggests that by getting this one thing right, the center of our devotion, we're not just finding inner peace, but we're also unlocking the potential for truly healthy, loving connections with everyone else.
It's a pathway.
A pathway to resolving issues that might seem completely stuck otherwise.
Well, this has been a really rich conversation. I think the core takeaway, for me at least, is just how incredibly impactful it is to understand what or who truly sits at the absolute center of our lives.
Yeah.
That single point shapes everything else, our relationships, our choices, our peace of mind, or lack thereof. It really does. And perhaps this leaves us all with an important question to reflect on. What truly occupies the central most part of your heart?
A powerful question indeed. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you so much for tuning in. If these ideas resonated with you, if you found this valuable, please do subscribe so you don't miss our future conversations exploring insights like these. Assalamu alaikum.